Welcome back. It's our great pleasure to introduce you to our guest, Claudia Harvey. Claudia is the co-founder of Dig It Apparel, Inc. and actually struck a deal with Kevin O'Leary on CBC's Dragon's Den. She is also a speaker and author and the owner of On the Verge, a business consulting firm. Welcome to our show, Claudia.
Thank you very much, ladies. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
Another entrepreneur.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And another blonde.
Yeah,
I can't help but notice
I have gifts. I come bearing gifts.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We love gifts.
Yes,
Thank you.
this is my product
these
from
are
my
great.
first venture as an entrepreneur.
Oh,
Terrific.
wow.
Yeah.
I've been digging these secretly behind the scenes, so thank you so much. So excited to have a pair.
Yeah, this is
That's fabulous.
fantastic. Now, before the break, we were talking to Jillian about how she was a real estate investor first and then became a business owner.
Yeah.
You are total opposite, as where you were a business owner first,
Yes.
and then you started investing in real estate.
Yes, actively investing in real estate.
So can you tell us
That's
a bit
right.
more about your journey and what brought you here today?
Sure. As an entrepreneur, I had a very strong corporate career and 3 young children at home, torn between the corporate career and the family, which I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with, especially a lot of women.
Sure.
And I decided at one point, after about 20 years in the corporate career, that I was going to leave it all behind, like leave the golden handcuffs, and decide to take everything that I had learned in my business experience and start applying it to myself. So I have a sales, operations, marketing background, and I took all of that information and we created, my business partner and I at the time, we created what is now Dig It Apparel, and we created a manicure protective gardening glove for ladies with a nail protective tip built inside, and we patented the product in Canada, the United States, and the EU. We have now sales in Canada, the United States, and Australia.
That's phenomenal.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm in awe of your success as a female entrepreneur. That is tremendous.
Thank
Speaks
you.
to my heart. And also, I can relate to the corporate world because that was my previous life before I became a full-time real estate investor.
Right.
And I want to get your take on some of the challenges that you faced in the corporate world. What was it like? What were the things that really
Right.
made you feel like you got those golden handcuffs, as you put it?
Right. Well, I was in sales, and I moved myself up in the ranks in sales, and I was in insurance and finance, and very male-dominated industry. And being relatively small female in a male-dominated industry, constantly working, constantly. And I think a lot of people do, just to try and move themselves up the ladder. So I found the push and pull between trying to succeed and move myself up and take the revenue and make commission and make the sales and traveling all the time in a sales job. So I was in a plane literally 15 out of 30 days. And
That's exhausting.
and it sounds really glamorous because I was going to New York and Chicago and LA and great places, but it's exhausting.
And you had your children at this time.
I had one child at home, and that was in the pinnacle of my sales career. And then I actually made a conscious decision to leave the sales career behind because I didn't want to travel as much, and moved into an operations role. And then I had my other 2 kids when I was moving into the
And
operations
so
role.
did that ease up for you when you...
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So there's fewer demands in the operations role?
There was exactly the same demands, but not the travel demands.
Right.
But I would still be on the BlackBerry at 5 in the morning, and BlackBerry until 11 o'clock at night, or
So
computer, unrelenting and working for working else.
Yes.
Right.
So, and getting my brain sucked dry, feeling that I was getting my brain sucked dry
So-
by a corporation.
So did those challenges empower you, or did they disempower you? Like the...
I think I've always been a strong believer that every single move you do, either in a job or an entrepreneurship or some venture, you take the experience that you've had and you catapult from that and use it as a stepping stone to the next venture, the next opportunity. I've always had that mindset,
Right.
which is a very entrepreneurial mindset.
Right, it is.
So when I had my challenges, of course, you're always wondering if these are your own personal thoughts, if they're own you have your fears that you need to overcome, but that's just a small part of it. And then I push that aside and I say, no, I'm good. Like, I've got these experiences. So I use those experiences to advance forward.
Was there an aha moment at some point when you were going through this that you said, you know what, I can just take all of this goodness that I'm giving to someone else and I can use it for my own benefit, my own family's well-being?
Yes. There was one Friday in May, I came home from work and I sat on the couch and I said to my husband, I just can't do this anymore. And I think he thought I meant I was divorcing him. And he looked at me and I'm like, no. I just mean I want to leave this job behind.
So he was really relieved. He's like, do whatever you want.
He's like, oh, okay, honey.
But what was the pivotal moment like that led up to that point? Because I know as moms, we all have this pivotal moment. There's this time where you just make that decision. What was the true time?
Not a conference call in the closet, I presume.
No, I have had conference calls in the closet. I have definitely have conference calls in the closet. I think it was just an exhaustion level and thinking that I'm away from my kids for so long and I wanted to be present in their life. So I wanted to be able to carve out my existence and still make revenue and still have something for me, but do it on my